Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kat's Tiny Kitchen. As you can see, I have a mountain of beans here that I'm going to be doing something with. We're going to be making some bean soup. And I got to get all my beans mixed together so I can get my recipe started. And I just wanted to show you everything I got. So I got pinto beans. I got light red kidney beans. I got some lentils. I got some black beans. I have some baby limas. I have some black-eyed peas. And we have some great northern beans. Some navy beans. And last but not least, we have some small red beans. So give me a minute and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I've got myself a deep container here and I'm going to start dumping my beans. And this is not a 15 bean soup because there are a lot of beans in that package that I don't like and Mike doesn't like. So we're making our own kind of bean soup with all these beans. There's a bad one. Excuse me. And basically, even though there's going to probably be a couple of bad ones in here, we're going to go through and clean them out when I scoop them out anyway. And then when I'm done with mixing all of these, I'm going to put them in containers where I can just easily access them every time we want some bean soup. Still not sure about these lentils that I'm going to put in here, but we're going to give it a shot. This is a lot of beans. This is going to last us a while. One thing I like about beans is they're dried and they do preserve very well. And if I really need to, I can vacuum seal them, but I got a few containers where I can just dump them out too. And if I do vacuum seal them, it'll be like in about 2-cup containers because this is a lot of beans. Now I got them all dumped together. Get me a stirry thingy. Get them all mixed up really good. And they are mixing really good, thank goodness. Isn't that pretty? Love all these beans. And now what I'm going to do here in a minute is show you how I overnight soak them. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I got my pot sitting here and I'm going to do 3 cups of beans, and this is 1.5 cup measure. So I got one of those, and that's 3 cups of beans, and that's probably going to be too much for Mike, but I like my beans. And then we're going to cover it with some cold water. You want to get it enough so that while the beans are starting to rehydrate, that they have enough water to get through the night. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to let these go overnight. And I will be back tomorrow, but for you it'll probably be about 30 seconds. So hang in there, we'll be right back. Excuse me, y'all. So our beans have soaked overnight, so now I'm going to drain this liquid off the beans. I'm doing that off camera. And we'll put them back in the pot. Okay, they're all drained, and now I'm going to add water to cover them about 2 inches above the beans. Just a tad bit more water there. And for this, it is about 10 cups of water. And now I'm going to turn my burner on high. And I'm going to bring them to a boil, and then I'm going to turn them down to medium high and let them cook. And then we'll get back to the rest of the ingredients. See you in a minute. Okay, we got some steam going on here. Beans have been cooking now for 2 hours, and they're ready for the next step. So I'm going to add about 1.25 cups of onions, which is about a medium onion. Then I'm going to add about 1.25 cups of carrots, which is 2 carrots. And then I'm going to add a little over 2/3 of a cup of celery, which is about 2 stalks. And I'm going to stir this in. It's going to be pretty bean soup. You notice it's brown, that's more than likely the pinto beans that cook down. And I'm not going to season it just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're at 20 minutes in, and the carrots and the onions and the celery are cooking. So now we are going to add, I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of salt, pepper, and garlic. I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And that is for now. Let me stir this in a little bit. And yes, I like my beans cooked, folks. You can cook it shorter, you can cook it longer, whatever you want to do. So now, I'm going to add this ham hock. We got this from St. Mary's Meats. It was a little pricey, but this ham hock right here is a 2-pound ham hock. And you can buy them in 1-pound packages at the grocery store, but they won't have the flavor that this does. It is salted, it was smoked, and it's fully cooked. So now we're going to just add it in so it can take a bean bath. And let this all cook. Let all those flavors meld. And I'm going to say maybe another hour. I'm going to turn my heat down because I don't want the beans cooking that hard anymore. And I really just need the ham hock and the seasonings to get mixed in there. So we'll be back for the next one. We are on the home stretch. For the sake of time, I removed the ham hock and I got it all cut up and ready to put back in here. I didn't think you guys wanted to see that. I do know that it needs a little more salt, so I'm going to add some sea salt, probably about, I don't know, 2 teaspoons. Just going to start grinding. That'll be, there we go. That ought to do. And now I got to show you this because this is just crazy. So those $2.39 for a pound of ham hocks in the grocery store would be mostly bones, a little bit of meat and skin. This is all the meat I got off of this ham hock. There was another little bone, but I pulled that out. This is going to go back in. This will go back in because it's still got a lot of flavor and meat on it. And this is of course going in. And we're going to let that cook a little bit longer. The next thing we got left to do is to plate it up, take a picture, and eat it. So I want to thank you all so much for coming along to join me for my bean soup. And I wish you all a very blessed evening. And we'll see you on the next one.